right, y'all. Doing it from inside the garage today. It's kind of raining out there. And if I seem a little bit down today, it's because the Memphis Tigers basketball team, the college basketball team, suffered a huge loss last night. They lost by 40 points. I don't understand how a team can lose by 40 points, but I watched it happen. And now I guess I can believe that a team can lose by 40 points. All right, off to a whole different subject. Today we're going to be talking about cable TV. I know that I get this feeling that cable TV is kind of on a decline. Not because of the content, maybe because of the content, but it's because of how many other options there are nowadays with streaming services and things that you can do online, and you can choose and make choices a little bit better. So I'm going to rewind back to my first experience with cable TV. Mid to late 70s. Nobody had cable TV. We had CBS, ABC, NBC, PBS, and that's about it. They didn't really have independent stations any places I lived. And my uncle, who lived in Macon, Georgia, my aunt and uncle, they got cable TV. And we were all like, oh, what's that mean, cable TV? And when we went over there to see them and visit with them, they showed us the cable TV. And what it was a little box on the top of the TV. It said A, and you click it over, it said B. If you're on A, that means you're just using the regular antenna, picking up the stations like you normally would. You know, you tune in the stations on your TV. If you switch it to B, you got HBO, and that was it. There were no other stations, just HBO, home box office. And we were like, well, that's pretty cool. You know, they give you this little booklet each month, the cable company did, and it had, you know, it was like a 8x4 booklet. You open up and have description of the movies that we're going to be showing that month, maybe what's coming up next month, and they give you kind of a schedule of movies. Sometimes the same movie is shown twice a day, but you had some options to see some pretty good, almost first-run movies. And on the day that we were visiting them, just so happens that evening they were showing this movie called The Omen. And I had gone to Sunday school and paid attention enough to know some of the characters in this Omen thing, you know, and the biblical perspective of it. But, you know, the movie, of course, is a Hollywood movie, so they got to kind of jazz it up a bit. So we're watching this movie, The Omen. And to me, you know, I was like 12, 13, maybe years old. And we're watching this movie, and I am just getting freaked out. I'm like, oh, my God. You know, it's some apocalyptic stuff. For those of you who aren't familiar with the movie, go watch it and you'll see what I mean. I'm not going to get into a description of the movie. But after that, we finished the movie. We're going home, or we're going back to my grandmother's house. And the whole time I'm thinking, okay, man, HBO is the devil. Because the first thing I see is The Omen. I'm like, what is this? And then the next progression, next memory milestone for cable TV for me was when we got it at our house. And by then, we had a lot more channels. We had about 23 to 26 channels. That's a lot of channels for somebody that's used to 4 channels. And, you know, you had things like WGN or TBS. You had ESPN, which wasn't on all day, but it was enough to, you know, you could watch some oddball sports stuff like bowling and golf and stuff you normally wouldn't see on the regular channels. And a lot of other, you know, entertaining channels, some shopping channel, and one channel that was just a guide scrolling by so you could see what was on. And the only rule that I remember about this box that we got, it wasn't an AB box. It was this box that had a slider on it. And you could slide from, you know, channel 2 to channel 20-something, 30-something, I don't remember. And if you were down here on channel 28 and you wanted to go to channel 4, you better not grab that thing and go zip to channel 4, because you'd be in trouble. You're going to tear it up. That's what they said. You're going to tear it up. You got to click it one at a time. Otherwise, you'll tear it up. And maybe that goes back to the days when you changed the channel in TV and they didn't want you just ranking that knob around. Rip, rip. They wanted you to flip through the channels one at a time. I don't know. It was just a standard in our house. Don't go zipping that thing back and forth. And I guess anything past that's kind of the way cable is now. I'm not going to get any other milestones, but those are some of my cable TV memories. And since it's kind of feeling like it's on the downturn, it's going to be nostalgic to look back and go, oh, I remember one day when they had cable TV. We didn't stream everything. And I don't know. I guess that means I'm old. Got this shirt from my dad. Making fun of people who have too many guitars, saying that they told their wife they'll never ever buy another guitar. And this hat, it's supposed to say local, but my wife looked at it and she thought it said low-cal, and she thought I was on a diet, which I probably need to be on a diet. So, all right, until next Thursday, I will see you guys later. Have a great weekend, and I don't know, enjoy the rest of whatever you're doing.